And we're live.
Alright, cool. Game mode is enabled, so I should have some low latency with the headphones. Let's see if that actually works. Trying my controller plugged in today. Let's see if that does anything for me. I mean, so far so good, I think. I might just have to go back to using my mouse and keyboard for this, but you know what? I like to gesticulate loudly. I can do that with a wire attached. So, let's see. I don't have anything to really go over. I am considering changing exhaustion rules in this game from the death spiral that is the PHB to the new 1 D&D rules, where it's a -1 penalty to an up to -9 total at worst.
Do it.
I'm currently...
I am the opposite. I like the death spiral, but that's just me.
Ooh.
Well, that's why I bring it up to the class. If folks have strong opinions about this, I won't bother pursuing it. I am currently pursuing a means to actually implement it using automation. So eventually I'm going to create, the methodology to do it, but I may keep that rule out of game. So just keep that in mind. Between sessions we can chat about it. It is not active currently, so it is currently still the death spiral that we expect it to be.
I think the -1 penalty is too weak. I like the death spiral.
I mean, honestly, I kind of agree with you. I also think that it really depends on the nature of the game. Like, the only case where I would see that a death spiral would not be warranted is if it's exhaustion caused as a byproduct of a creature effect. Because if they're able to stack exhaustion on you, then that, I don't know how fun that's going to get.
Then yeah, you never want me to run characters against you.
Yeah, we've seen what you do with exhaustion. It's fucking brutal.
Yup.
Sickening Radiance, is that the one?
Yep.
Yeah, fuck that whole spell and fuck that whole wizard.
Huge area, and if you decide to fuck around, you will find out.
We'll find out. Speaking of fucking around and finding out, Sam, can you check out the Out of Character tab in chat and just click I understand on that disclaimer there?
I have to click it again?
Yeah, it's transitioning between
Okay.
between addresses. We may have to do that one more time when I move games back to the 300 port.
It is on the 300 port.
Is it 300?
Or 3000. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Once I change ports back, we are technically in a sandbox in Foundry. I'll be porting this back over to subsume the existing Foundry setup. Once we're done with this arc, if that ever happens... Oh god, speaking of, I've got to open my notes. As I'm opening my notes, I'd like to check in on yours. Who took notes last game?
Oh, that actually reminds me, you don't have the plug-in for those easy notes.
I do not, actually.
I actually use that for note-taking.
Give me one moment. I'm going to enable it.
Was that easy?
No, it's going to take a moment. We're going to disconnect briefly. So if we've got tabs open, just be aware that they will close in 3, 2, 1. Let's jam it.
Be right back. Need to make a phone call. Oh, still listening.
Okay, well, Mitch has not taken notes.
So for people that just natively have the stuff stuck in their head, we got to speak with a very nice rock person starting out the game who was up for trade. He was not our standard fare that we normally get to deal with. Instead, he was a rock eater. He gave rocks out that people could eat and did not break teeth with those rocks. But they happen to have some interesting effects that the characters had not voiced out loud, so it's not my place to talk about those. it came to light. They were like, "Oh, hey, do you have anything? We can trade for." And he's like, "Oh, I've got this really great map. This map right here." And everyone's like, "Oh, cool, yeah, map. That's good." And I had pulled out my one of my snake eater rocks, which was a gigantic rock that also happened to have an aether stone in it. And he about wet himself and was like, "Oh, I can give you this other thing too," and sweetened the pot by giving me specifically a pair of glasses that are really good for appraisal, sort of, after a fact. Really good for catching thieves, possibly.
I would like to point out that Bones was not all, "Oh, it's a map." She was grabby hands as shit about that map.
Grabby hands as shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah, she most definitely was. And it turns out that the map is not a normal map. It is strangely adequate, fantastic even, where it showed an area that we were in at the time, but then as as Bones wanted to see further out, the map zoomed out and started to show more, and we saw the next area had a really weird name. We're like, the fuck? Is this just like misspelled or what have you? But no, what we came in contact with a frog king, toad, something that felt themselves an archfey, and rather than insult him and
don't you dare impugn the honor of the Lord of Bogsley and his beautiful sunlit wetlands.
Goddamn nuisance is what it is.
And to smooth things over, Bones and Raven together constructed and played a song to the Lord of Bogsley to win him over and get information. And he pointed in the direction where these miscreant toy-type creatures have been, messing with his sunlit lands, and we started to go.
Those knaves, sir. Those knaves.
Those
Curs, even.
So Bones and Roar were heading up just because they're faster, and they happened to see one of the asshole knaves, and then it went invisible or hid. But Roar was, saw what happened, kept a good eye on it, and using his cloak and his telekinesis ring, he bagged and tagged him and carried him through. Or actually, no, he initially got away into a clearing, and then he was able to take off his cloak and bag and tag him, because both he and Bones tried to stop the fucker, but he was a slippery motherfucker. Upon reaching the clearing and having caught him, we then saw that there were bunnies and other such creatures of manual creation that were near a sleeping hill giant, and that motherfucker was sleeping until one of the asshole bunnies looked back at us, glared, and said, "Fuck you," and jumped on the hill giant's chest to wake him up.
I believe he grinned at us and giggled and then jumped on the hill giant.
The hill giant woke up, asked who woke him up. We pointed at the other things, and he, instead of going after the little things, just said, "No, fuck you, I'm going to go after you." Everyone was panicking. Bones did her thing and used fantastic illusion magic to make a giant, was it mushroom person?
Red Cap.
Red Cap with big stupid shoes.
With big stupid shoes, and he Bugs Bunnied into the dirt, so.
Yep, and then everyone that could stealthed ahead. Roar made himself invisible, and they all got the fuck out of there as quickly as possible. Karn birded and scoped out the situation with the other creatures, and found that many of them headed into a cave off to the east or north, I don't remember which, But he also saw smoke rising and from an area and heard cries, and then came back and guided us to that location. At which point we found a brownie getting boiled very slowly because the water wasn't hot enough in a cauldron surrounded by two ogres. Those two ogres were bitching about flavor and it not being hot enough fast enough, and using invisibility, Roar got very close. Bones pulled out her bow and was like, "Oh shit, no, you are not going to eat that little thing. There's too many triggers," and shot the ogre on the left. At which point, Roar used Shape Water to chuck water straight into the mouth of the other one, which also upheaved our nice little tied up brownie person. And that's the biggest, broadest strokes and how we ended the game and where we find ourselves now, and anyone else can fill in the gaps.
Broad strokes and verbosity. Very nice. Does anyone have anything else that really stuck out to them? Any points of interest? Anything that made them giggle or insightful or anything along those lines?
Oh, that was a really good cat that hit all of good points in my book. You got to how annoyingly regal Bogsworth was, Bogsley. You got to how stupid the two orcs were.
Right. I am under the assumption that Niche is still on the phone listening. I would like to point out that there was a brief moment after Karn's reverie where Bones just kind of moseyed on over.
Yeah.
And they had a nice chat, and I was very keen on just letting that continue happening. It seems the two of you are bonding over something. Though Karn has not yet said what it is that's on his mind, I think Bones is keen or emotionally intelligent enough to catch that something's going on.
I mean, to be fair, Bones also grew up with Thorak, a retired adventurer who probably has a couple of skeletons. So, she knows.
A couple of skeletons is a great way of putting it.
She knows when to look at someone and be like, you're having a moment. Okay, are you okay? Do you need to talk about it, or are we just gonna not talk about it and drink about it later? Like, what's the plan?
What's the game? What's the move?
What grounding can I help you with right now?
Hell yeah. I love to see it. I love to see it. We don't get enough moments like that. I endorse that. That's the word. You're gonna have a lot of me stopping on words, not knowing what to say. But yeah, absolutely endorse that shit. So, assuming that Mitch is indeed listening to us in the background somewhere, he's like toward the bottom of initiative. So I am content to begin game where we left off.
Hell yeah.
At initiative. Gabriel, can you please roll just in case you crit?
He might not be listening.
Here we go. Yo, I'm glad you rolled because that's almost. That's not actually a crit, was it?
No, it's one guy.
Whew. Okay, cool. I'm like, how do they roll as that close to Bones, who is dex based? Very cool and good. Hi, welcome back.
Thank you.
Oh.
Do we need to pause?
No, it's good. My mom asked Thomas to put the curtain up in the garage, over the garage window, and then he noticed that a bunch of tools were gone. And he called me, and I was like, that's a lot of tools that are gone. And I called my mom, and she's like, no, I gave all the tools to Corey, this guy that she has handle her yard and everything, and they're pretty close. I'm like, okay, I knew you gave him tools. I didn't know you gave him that many. So yeah, no, false alarm.
Well, it just goes to show you can't have shit in Detroit, but in Dearborn, you can have a couple things as a treat.
All right, sorry about that. Are we rolling initiative?
Initiative has already been rolled. I would
Okay.
ask if there's anything else that stuck out to you, if you want to take a moment for that. Otherwise, I'm going to jump right into it.
Did anyone recap Karn's moment?
I just mentioned the moment that happened after between Bones and Karn and how touched I was to see it. It was a nice moment, and I enjoyed
It was a very nice moment. I enjoyed it as well. Thank you.
Yeah, I had.
And then thank you to Heather as well as you. Yeah, no, Karn had a moment where he lost a language, he gained a language, and then he remembered a little bit more about one of his past lives. That's two of his past lives, actually. He remembered the name of the woman in green, which is, what was it, Ingrid?
Correct!
I have it written on the forum because he put it into his spell shard. And then he remembered a few more details of his earliest life, whereas the previous memories he had regained involved kind of like new cop on the beat vibes and was pretty okay. These memories were kind of darker and suggested that he was involved in keeping some really dangerous shit under lock and key. That's got him unnerved, and it unlocked something else within him that he's aware of, and he's not entirely sure what to make of.
God, I love that. I love the trepidation of what could happen if I touch this. Excellent. Okay, so with that, we're going to jump into initiative, and I've got my shitpost battle music prepared.
Facts.
Bones, you are up. People
Hell yeah.
trying to eat people.
People trying to eat people.
Is this a JoJo?
Nope.
Just quadruple checking all of my speeds. Let's see. 30. 60. Question about sorry, character sheet still throwing me for a loop. I feel like I should have gotten used to it by now.
No worries. We'll chat after game. I can, of course, answer the question that you have now for now.
My movement. I mean, it's 30. I'm looking for the Tabaxi movement.
Maybe features.
Tabaxi speed.
It's not under. I'm looking. Under feline agility. I can double my speed. So can I double my speed including my dash movement or just my base speed?
Yes, it works that way. So if you use Tabaxi speed, your movement speed becomes 60. If you take a dash bonus action, that means that you turn that into 120.
Cool.
That still leaves you in attack.
Then I can definitely get to this ogre.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Shouldering my short bow and pulling out my Gollux.
Right on. You enter his threatened square, and he does not have anything that's going to stop you from doing it.
So I am going to do a Golok attack.
Right on. Since that is a light weapon, you can immediately make another attack as part of that action.
And because I'm a swashbuckling rogue, I get advantage or sneak attack. I think it's sneak attack.
I believe it's sneak attack damage, yeah.
Let's see.
.22 does hit.
Alright, let's do something about that,
I'm gonna poke at your character sheet real quick.
Yeah, it's just nothing is where I expect it to be at any point.
Yeah, that was supposed to be there. One moment.
I'm also going to spend a bardic inspiration to use slashing. Oh, or I won't, because what?
Alright, so I moved sneak attack to the front of your character sheet. Slashing flourish is down there as well.
Alright, so yeah, that's 11, 18 points for my first attack.
Alright.
And I get extra attack.
That's gonna hit. So you just run up, untuck your golocks from their sheaths, and upon reaching him, you're already coming down slashing, twisting, turning, and slashing once more. You carve an X-like shape across the creature's large abdomen. As the skin parts and red blood begins to squirt out of the wound, you see the flecks of red crimson begin to grow sharp and flat and flake, transforming into a whirling wind of red leaves that fall to the ground nearby. As he bleeds, the droplets continue to change and transform, just turning into this swirl of swirling red dead leaves. He growls and cries out, and you see nearby there is what appears to be a very large crossbow that he's reaching for, as well as a pair of javelins behind him. Not yet armed. It seems you guys have caught these guys somewhat flat-footed. But he is going to be ready to fight. He will be ready to fight imminently. So that's movement, that's bonus action, that's attack.
Yep.
Alright, Gabriel, you are up. Raven, you are on deck.
Alright, I am going to draw my axe and charge in and yell loudly in a high-pitched squeal because I'm tiny.
You are tiny.
And I'm gonna move double because 40 feet only gets me there.
Only gets to there.
I don't believe I can make another action, can I?
No. It's movement and that's action. It says I lost connection to the server. Odd.
Alright, well, as a bonus action, I can do, oh no. Wait, no. I don't want that.
Connection lost.
Alright, I don't think I'm close enough for anybody for any of my abilities to really take place, so I am going to just hold my ground. And Rob disconnected from the server.
Uh-oh.
Delilah was on top of the machine. Everyone disconnected from the server.
Delilah.
Oh, no.
Delilah turned the machine off. She held down the power button for 5 seconds.
I'm
Give
going
me just a moment, guys.
command strip, dude.
Dude, just go to Walmart. You know, get some blue tack.
Is it ghetto? Yes. Does it work? Also, yes.
Yes.
That's funny.
I'm so mad.
I love that you were talking about this just the other day, and I gave you the answer with the picture. And it still happened.
Yeah, that's on me. That's on me. Do you know what that bonus action did that you did?
What?
They're talking in the background.
Oh, okay.
My connection to the server is crashing and burning.
Yeah, everyone's
Yeah.
disconnected. The whole last machine got turned off because Delilah decided to sit on the power button. It was her the whole time.
The connection is timed out. Try again.
Our greatest nemesis is always the cat.
Even playing virtually is a cat on the board.
I fucking hate cats. No more cats. Next game, no one's playing Tabaxi. Or they're stabbing my dudes or breaking my action economy.
Don't worry, Bones is gonna do the stupid thing and stand right there.
I love the stupid thing.
Go to file.
He's gonna be like, I left you with a guard. This was supposed to be a safe trip. She's bleeding from everything. Like, yeah, it's
It's
fine.
fine. Don't worry about it.
Forget about it.
All right, game's up.
Here, fair.
Good golly. It seems some people have connected before me. How? And why?
I erased the no in the address bar and hit enter.
Oh, you clever, sneaky sneak. Okay, looks like we're all coming back in. Cool. So, Gabriel, you rush up to this ogre as they're reaching back to grab what looks to be a half-rotted mass of log. You rush in, shield raised, preparing to strike, and it's going to use its reaction to use its block the path ability. It swings that massive log down atop your head. The 17 hit your AC.
Nope.
It slams into the ground and digs itself deep into the loamy, grassy dirt as you sidestep swiftly to the side, remarkably flexible in your full plate armor. He seems astounded not to have hit you. You stay put.
Shut up!
All right, Raven, you are up.
My screen is still loading.
Still loading. Remote side unexpectedly closed. Oh no!
Did she back up?
Please tell me the cat did not jump onto the server again.
No, there's no cat.
I'm sorry, I'm reloading because my map wasn't loading.
Yeah, I just got a notification about dropping a connection on a different program. It must have refreshed its connection for whatever reason.
Well, you can move, Raven, because I do know what I want to do. Raven's gonna move forward 30 feet. First action is going to be short bow to the orc on the left. Okay, loaded up. Cool.
Load it up? Cool, cool.
So that's a 25 attack for 6 piercing.
You catch it in the shoulder. The arrow sinks in, and there's another squirt of that red blood that immediately begins to turn into fallen leaves.
Does Raven know to be wary of that?
Give me, no, you're a resident. When creatures of the Feywild, when they lose their ability to stay whole and remain in one piece, if they lose the will to exert their influence and retain their sense of self, they transform into the stuff that makes the Feywild.
Okay. "30 feet on it."
That's movement, that's action. Do you have a bonus action?
I have a second attack. I was checking the ranges on these spells. And I am not in range, so I'm going to repeat the short bow attack to the same monster.
Same guy, go for it.
15 to hit.
15. Seeing that you've now taken aim, the ogre with surprising dexterity shifts its mass form, narrowly missing. Alright, so my guys go back to back. Cool. Vac is going to... He's going to make 2 bash attacks against you, Gabriel. 17 to hit and 12 to hit.
Nope.
Whoop-boom, whoop-boom. Nearly catches you just to the left. Nearly catches you just to the right. It can't seem to pin you down. You are safe for the time being. Seeing that he does not have the ability or he's being harried, so he can't make a ranged attack without being punished. The other of the 2 ogres, Ozag, is going to... Yeah, he's just going to try to wallop Bones twice, bare-fisted. 19 to hit.
That hits, but I'm going to cast Silvery Barbs.
Silvery Barbs to impose disadvantage?
Let's see. Yep, reroll the d20 and take the lower roll.
Alright, I'm certain a 13 does not hit your AC.
Nope.
He goes and takes a swipe at you with his fist. There's this brief glimmer of magic as he's set off balance, and you feel the knuckles just whiff right past your whiskers. You can grant someone else advantage within the next minute, no action required.
Gabriel.
Gabriel gets advantage on their next attack or saving throw or whatever. Excellent. Second attack. You reach out and kind of like glance at Gabriel to give her advantage. He rolls a 26 on his next attack.
Okay.
Catches you with the right hook. You take 19 points of bludgeoning damage. And that's it for these guys. They are locked down. Roar, you are up. Falcocarn, you're on deck.
What the fuck is with this character sheet? Why is nothing...
All right. So with this deciding not to show me the map in other location, I can't actually see what I'm doing. But I recall what the map looked like. So Roar is going while holding the rucksack over one shoulder. He's gonna put out his hand with his ring and use it to lift and pull the brownie to him by focusing on pulling on the ropes that tightly bind him. And then once he's in range, he's just gonna grab him and then run away in a straight line back as far as he can.
Okay. Yeah. I'll allow it. I'll allow it for sure. You yank the brownie toward you. Snicked. And you, I don't know if you catch him or you keep him hovering in the air.
I capture him because I can only move him 30 feet after taking control. But if I use telekinesis just to pull him to me, and then as a free action grab him and run with him, I can move my full 60 feet back.
Right on. So you hear the brownie go from, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is, ah! This is good, this is good. Hello? Hi! Ah! Oh god, oh gosh, oh gosh. And he just rambling as you run with him.
Don't worry, I've got this. And that will be my turn. I just got the map. I just did the move.
Right on. Falcarn.
Falcarn punch. I'm not punching. Yeah, for now, still, since I'm still far away and trying to figure out how we're doing this, I'm just going to fly forward and start to harry.
Okay. I currently have you at a point of elevation. I've got you set to 30 feet up, but you would be able to put yourself just about anywhere in the time that it took to get to this point. So let me know. I think you can adjust it yourself.
All right, how about what height would you say their heads are at?
Their heads, they are large creatures, so I'm going to say they're like 10, 12 feet up. Oh, you're
right.
harrying.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
That's all I'm going to do for now. Use my action to dash, and I dive bomb this guy's head, and I'm just like being a distraction to help give Bones advantage.
Fuck yeah, distraction bird. Leah, you're up.
Let's see. I will quickly check in with the brownie to see if, other than the ropes, he's okay.
You see that he's quite wet, but there do not appear to be any signs of burning. That tepid bathwater would have taken ages to actually cook him.
Okay. Let's see. Check in to see how far back we are. Okay. Move up a bit, and then frostbite on the one on back. And it won't let me do 1, 2, 3, 4. That's plenty of things. Check this. Yeah, that's plenty of space. I'm going to select the correct tab first.
Ooh, nice.
And that is a con save, although so you'll probably make it. But
All right, you cast your frostbite toward him. You see that along his shoulders, rime frost begins to form, but it does not appear to have any effect on him. Is this half damage on a save?
one sec. It is. On a failed save, the target takes 1d6 full damage and has disadvantage. Nothing about a pass save.
All right. You get the impression that these guys are hale and hearty. Constitution saves may not be effective against them.
I was just trying to remember which one gave negatives to weapons attacks.
Oh yeah, that one would have done it if it had taken hold. That's
Turn up.
movement. That's action. Turn up. Bones, you are up and you have flanking.
Gabriel look like they've got this.
Gabriel looks pretty stout. You've seen a similar small armor-clad person before do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
That log does look worrisome with how much damage it could do. You feel it's going to be pretty swingy.
Just double checking some wording.
Right on.
While she's doing that, Rob, when you moved me, did you move me 30 or 40?
More moved back past there.
I moved a full
60.
I think I might have only moved
so-
you. I think I might have only moved you 35.
Okay, I'm gonna move up 5 more then. At the start of my next. Okay, that works.
No worries.
So Bones is pissed. She's gonna cast Crown of Madness on the one in front of Gabriel.
Oh shit. Okay. If you pop it into chat, if you roll it through the menu, I can do a Constitution or Wisdom, whatever it is.
This way is. Actually, I'm gonna cast Crown of Madness on mine.
On yours? All right, go for it. Wisdom save of 17. All right, let's see. He rolled a 12.
Okay, on his turn, he's gonna attack his buddy with that nice big bow he has.
Move each of its turn. It's gotta make a melee attack.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Well,
Does that change anything for you?
yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna go at it with my Golocks.
All right. You should be able to refund the spell by just punching the number in
Yeah.
next to it. How many spell slots are left?
Fuck it. When in doubt, sword bard, sword.
Sword bard's gonna sword.
At advantage.
All right, not a crit, but still a hit. 22 does land. 6 points of slashing damage, followed by whatever the fuck you want to add to it.
Sneak attack.
Hell yeah.
Six damage. I get extra attack at this level.
You have advantage. 10. Your first attack hits true. You carve into the creature's hip and splatter. Another rush of those red leaves. Ow! Piss! Cries out. As your second attack comes swinging toward him, he thrusts out his forearm and catches your wrist with his wrist. The Golok just manages to smack up against his bracers slightly, causing no damage.
That's fine. I'm gonna use my bonus action to do Eye for Detail.
Eye for detail. All right, all right.
The the one thing about my character sheet being all kind of fucky is that I'm looking at over all of my shit again.
Silver linings.
Discovering lost gems.
Can you click that tab to throw it into chat so I can read it?
Actually, what I meant was insightful fighting, but still.
Yep, that's even better. Let's see. Wisdom insight check against their deception. All right. So you can go ahead and roll your insight check.
Oh. It doesn't matter.
Balls.
I thought it was worded differently. I thought it gave me details about the creature itself, but now I definitely have advantage.
You have. Oh, you can use your sneak attack against the target even if you don't have advantage.
Yeah. Which I could do anyway, because... Anyway, that was a waste of bonus action, but I'm not going to continue to fuck around this turn.
Right on. Okay. Moving on. Gabriel, you are up.
Alright, I'm gonna swing my axe at this guy.
Nice.
And do my extra attack.
Champion fighter, you crit on a 19.
Yep. Looks like it's double posting for you, but that's the same thing each time. God damn.
Well, I do have extra attacks, though.
I think it's doing the thing it did with mine.
Yeah.
Where it's like rolling the attack, rolling the damage, and then putting it all together in 3 different posts.
Yep, one moment. Save seconds. Okay, so your first attack is a critical hit. You tear into this guy with this kind of wicked-looking, dark wood-hilted axe. The blade of which appears to be some kind of honed and sharpened oiled bone. As you cut into this creature's thigh, you tear a deep gash into it, and sand and pebbles begin to fall out. You still have extra attacks, so you can roll a second attack.
Yep, I will. She's like this little ball of rage right now, screaming and swinging her axe around with precision, not wildly.
11 is not going to do it. You do still have advantage from silvery barbs if you want to use that. You have a minute to use it.
Well, that wasn't much better.
Not much better. 12. You are certain. You're certain you got him pegged down, but you swing down and you just barely whiff it. His armor class isn't very high, but 12 is quite low.
Alright, and I will just be there. I'm gonna hold my ground because
they're in the moment. All right. You harry and stand put. Raven, you're up.
I have a question about movement. I'd like Raven to fly. Would it, like, how would, I guess, moving diagonally into the air forward while gaining height? Would that split between the full movement? So it'd be just 20 forward and 20 up, or that kind of thing.
Do you know who sucks at geometry? This guy. Just put yourself in a position, and we'll say you're 30 feet up.
Okay. All right. That guy's got the bow, so that's where Raven's gonna fly up, and he's going to use.
Real quick before you do that, did you use your action to dash?
No, I still have. What's it called? Going back to the spell book.
Oh, you still have
Kinetic jaunt.
You know what? It hasn't been long enough for it to pass. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, that's why I
Proceed.
asked about how far you moved me.
Gotcha.
Alright, so from there, I'm gonna use Thorn Whip on the bow ogre.
The boger, if you will. Let's see. 1d6 piercing damage.
It would be 2d6 at 5th level.
Let me do a quick audit of your character sheet. One moment. There we go. That should factor in cantrip casting for some people over 10. Alright, so 25 does hit.
Alright.
5 and a 1.
Yeah. But the fun part is that it pulls creatures 10 foot closer to you. I want to pull it into the air.
10 feet into... You know what? Fuck it. It's magic. It's the Feywild. You reach and cast your whip at this creature. The thorny green whips dig into his body as from your talons, several whips reach out, slash, grab, and yank him off the ground, hoisting him like a winch. He's hafted, elevated 10 feet off the ground, currently helpless as he's dangling from you, impossibly so.
And as he's in the air, my second attack will whip around the short bow. 19 for 4.
That'll do it. To add insult to injury, you strike him against the other shoulder, again causing him to bleed more and more. Bones, you can see that the creature is harried, frazzled, and very, very rapidly getting pretty fucked up. So that's movement, that's attack.
That is turn.
That is turn. Vac is again dealing with this tiny little creature and is going to swing down, whoop-oomph, whoop-oomph, with that great giant log of his. $21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
It's going to hit. Okay. You take 18 points of bludgeoning damage. It's going to knock you back a couple feet. And then pursue. As it wallops you across the front, it charges as you stumble backward and reaches up again to strike down atop your head. It rolls a 27 to hit.
Yeah, 27's gonna hit.
You go down! With a mighty thud, you take an additional 15 points of bludgeoning. 18 for the first attack, 15 for the second. Guy in the air. He is in the air when the Thorn Whip dissipates. He's going to fall 10 feet. Since he's falling prone, he's going to take some damage. Because he's not going to make that acrobatics check to save himself. But he does land prone. As he lands with a mighty thud, he takes 4 points of bludgeoning damage. He'll use half of his movement to get back up. Sees the bird, sees the cat, annoyed with the bird. He's going to attack the bird. 28 to hit the falcon.
That misses. No, that hits.
Alright, you take 24 points of bludgeoning damage as you are punched thoroughly by a big, meaty, calloused hand.
All right, that's 4 points to pop me and 10 points onto Karn.
Out of 24?
20 points on the Karn.
20
Sorry.
points on Karn. Okay, cool.
Oh. Sorry.
Move it back into a square.
Drop 10 feet to the ground.
All right. So, not really bothering to see if he killed the bird. He's going to turn his attack next on two bones. 18 to hit.
18 hits.
All right. You take 19 points of bludgeoning damage. As he just catches you in the abdomen with another strike. Looking frazzled, harried, bloodied, but also not one to back down. They are big, they are done, they are angry, and they are hungry. Roar, you are up.
Okay.
Okay.
I will
Step back forward a bit. And I will actually set down the brownie next to Leah. And I say, stay here. And I look at Leah. Watch over this one. With the other guy still slung over my back, I move the rest of my 60 feet. Yep. So I move back to where I was. And then I'm going to that cauldron, is it normal cauldrons for humans are, maybe 100 pounds. Is that just a little bit heavier at like 200, 300, or are we peaking over 5?
You can carry it with your... I'm going to do, like, hard math. You can carry that with your telekinesis.
Okay. Then based on the height you noted, I'd like to take that, lift it up, and then put it open end over this ogre's head.
This ogre's head. All right. In that case, you're going to be using another magic check.
Yep.
Instead of using an athletics check, you can use an arcana check. He is going to make an... God, he has no training in anything, does he? He's going to make an athletics check and hope for the best.
All
right, and I will use my last flash of genius on this.
Good idea.
So
I just rolled. I don't know what it is yet.
It's an 11 total for plus flash of genius. So 15. He's got to beat a 15. Let's make this one public.
Oh my god, I am so glad I chose to use Flash of Genius.
All right, 1 second. So he's going to be blinded. He's going to be not restrained, but he is going to be grappled by this. Okay. You lift the cauldron up off the ground and toss it on top of his head. Turn off the lights! He echoes from within the cauldron, flailing about.
And I'm gonna hold that like in place on top of his head, so he's gonna have to really struggle to get that off on his turn.
For certain. Okay. That leaves Karn. Freshly minted Karn.
I land superhero style.
You land superhero
3-point
style.
landing.
Fun.
My new knack doesn't say what kind of action it takes to activate.
Oh, it's the same as your riot suppression stance. So whatever that would have been, that's what this is. It is a bonus action.
Bonus action. All right. Yeah, this is a good opportunity for me to test this out. So, yeah, I'm going to reach out to those darker memories and draw upon that power that I felt when I had emerged from them to tap into who I used to be and adopt the form of the Warden.
Okay. Mechanically, you should have a Warden in your inventory. You drag it to your character sheet and hit the polymorph button. I hit the wild shape button, rather.
Said drag it from my inventory?
1 sec.
Ah.
There you go.
Ah.
You reach back into the annals of your mind to a darker place. A place where strength was necessity. A place of anxiety. And a place of violence. Your armor begins to sheen and shimmer and grow, reconfiguring, reshaping into that of pauldrons, a breastplate, donning an appearance similar to the Karn the party knows, yet older, fresher, newer, and more dangerous. Bonus action transform. You should have a number of features and abilities available to you.
Yeah, the first of which is advantage with martial weapons and the ability to attack twice. So I still have that pole arm on me. And I still have the shield that I had taken from the lab, so pole arm away.
24 is going to hit. It is an advantage, so if you click the plus, there you go.
There we go. I was just trying to figure out. Okay.
What are the chances? 24, pick one.
All right, that the first one that popped up was 6 slashing.
You jab with your pole arm and dig deep into the creature's hip. And there's a boom! As bones, you see the creature's skin just kind of bursts as cracks go through the creature's form as though it were made of stone. More of that red, viscous blood squirts out, quickly turning into more fallen bones.
Yeah, so after I stab into him, with Enforcer's Might, it releases a pulse of etheric energy. When I hit a target with a weapon attack, they take an extra 2d12 force damage.
Yep, roll a 2 and a 1. 3 force damage total.
Oh, that's what it... Oh, yeah, okay, that rolled all together, okay.
Thought of it all.
Hey, it's actually working as intended.
Working as intended. I can make weapons work good, other things not so much. Harried and bruised and breaking. Your second strike, a 12, does not land.
Does not land. That's fine.
That's your bonus action transform. You can move if you choose.
I'm good.
Of course you are. Leah, you're up. You got a brownie on your shoulder. Or next to you.
I nod to the brownie and I'm going to Ray of Frost at that.
Fuck him up.
Hopefully. Looks like that's an 11 to hit.
11 to hit. 11, let's see. He's blind, so take advantage on that.
Okay. Not giving me an option for advantage in that thing, so I'm gonna roll it again.
Go for it.
Jesus Christ. Why? Why? I guess that's a 16.
16 is going to do it.
But why is it double rolling the damage?
I'm not entirely sure. It's because MIDI automation is enabled for some reason. I had disabled it, and somewhere down the line, it turned itself back on. I've got to go through person by person to turn it off. If you go into settings and go to MIDI, you can turn it on yourself, or you can wait for the next relay. 8 points of...
I tried to go into settings to turn off the let's see, tool clips, but I couldn't find that setting, so I'm not gonna go digging through that and possibly nuke my game.
Right on. After game, we'll talk about it. I'll chat with Heather about character sheet stuff. I'll chat with you about settings, and someone's going to take notes. Lovely assistant, please take a note. Thank you. Okay, so 8 points of cold damage. Its speed is reduced by 10.
Yep, speed reduced by 10.
He is now reduced by 10. Let me make a note real quick. To the end of his next turn. Okay. Anything with your movement and bonus?
Let's see. How bad?
You see, Bones has taken some hits, and Gabriel is not looking too great either.
It's
I'm not sure.
I've got a little health bar on Bones, but not on Gabriel.
Oh, because they're an NPC.
You know Bones well enough to sense their damage.
I'm at 45 out of 78.
I'm at 15.
Well,
I think you should help Bones.
Considering you're halfway across the map, I'm gonna throw... Where are you, girl? No, there we are. 60 feet? Should be.
55. You're in range.
Gonna toss a healing word at Bones.
Sweet.
Actually, I'm gonna bump that up to second level because I'm pretty sure this only works on D4. So you're at 25 now.
Leah, you reach out with the power of the positive plane at your command, and you send a surge of healing, rejuvenating energy to the bloodied and battered, bruising Bones. Bones, you feel just a warmth as this balm of light and tenderness washes over your form. Leah, I've been thinking, what is living? What is alive?
Remember to unmute myself before I start replying.
Oh no!
Mentally, just as the questionnaire is. Again, a complicated conversation, best made in person. Although, are you speaking philosophically or literally?
What is philosophic? Bones, you're up.
Hey, I don't feel like I'm gonna drop this round, probably. So, let's keep hacking into the guy in front of me.
Hell yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Yikes. There is one in the pool, unless you want to save it for something important.
I'm gonna save it for something important.
Fair enough. You still have a second attack. 15? You just barely whiff.
Blood's getting in my eyes. I'm not in great shape.
Blood's getting in your eyes. You're not in great shape. You still have a bonus action.
And
movement at your command.
I'm gonna disengage as my bonus action.
Okay. If you want to stand your ground, you could dodge to have attacks at disadvantage against you, or you can disengage to put some space between you.
I will dodge then.
Dodge. Okay.
Disengaging doesn't feel great for bones, but dodging 100% does.
100% dodge. Absolutely. Gotcha. So that's movement, that's action, that's bonus. That's your turn. Gabriel,
blood in my eyes and distracted.
You were distracted. Gabriel, you are up. Raven, you're on deck.
Alright, I'm gonna smack him.
You can take advantage on the attack because he is blinded right now. That's going to hit. You carve into him for 10 additional points of damage, and you can roll your second attack. Right, 24 is going to hit for an additional 5. As more sands and pebbles start to leak out of this creature's knees and calves and ankles, as you kind of cut and hack away below the cauldron.
Well, on my turn.
And your turn. Raven, you're up.
Alright. If she's gonna stay there... Raven's gonna fly over to Gabriel and this orc. Dang girl, you need to learn how to dodge. He touches both Gabriel and the orc. Gabriel gets, where is it? Gift of luck.
You grant a touch creature a limited gift of luck. While the spell lasts, the target can gain advantage on any 3 rolls of its choice. Once 3 rolls have been effected, the spell ends. You actually give them a lucky feat.
You know what? I apologize. Does that because he's fucking already blinded.
She already has advantage until he gets that cauldron off his head.
Yeah. I would like to change that to Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Alright. So Gabriel gets 9 points back. The orc gets Dimensional Shove.
Wisdom saving 15. Rolls a 13 on die. Disappears from its current location and reappears 30 feet away from you in the direction of your choice.
Up.
Because of course. I have to check fall rules now, right? He just warps into himself, twisting and shifting like a little vortex. And then appears 30 feet in the air, legs kicking. As he roars as he begins to fall.
Falling is what, 1d6 for 10 feet past the first 10?
Let's see, 1d6 for every 10 feet. For every 10 feet, because he didn't jump, so this is a fall for the first 10 feet included. So 3d6, unless his friend can catch him. That's not going to happen. Okay, Raven, that's your movement, that's your action.
Indeed. And because I still do have Kinetic Jaunt, I will just move back a little bit there.
A little bit, okay.
And that is turn.
That is turn, so Vac falls. takes. Jesus Christmas. Okay. The sound of a great gong resonates through the air as he comes crashing down with the cauldron on top of his head. Somewhat bludgeoned and somewhat crushed by it, his legs do poke out of the bottom. He is currently prone, however. He's going to use his turn to try to pull this thing off of his head. He's too dumb to realize that it is magically stuck to him. He has to make an athletics check. Got to beat like a 20?
Yeah, he'd have to like nat 20 it because you have to be able to exert 500 pounds of force.
500 pounds of... Well, if it's 500 pounds of force, that would mean he's a large creature. I gotta get the calculator out. Hold on.
I mean, I could see them easily bench pressing 500 pounds.
Yeah, he's a large creature, so it is multiplier times 2.
But the real question is, does he have the wits to focus?
Does he have the wits? So he's got a 23 strength.
Does he have the wits to know better than to try?
That's a great question.
Is he a bad enough dude to save the president?
So for a large creature... So he can lift 690 pounds. Because you guys are so persistent.
I'm trying to double check. Sorry. I was thinking of the what was it? The immovable rod specs. I can hold. I can move an object that weighs up to 1,000 pounds. It doesn't have a limitation on what can be done. So hypothetically, I can resist up to 500 pounds of force, or 1,000 pounds of force, and hold that in place. So it would be its weight plus whatever he can push. So if he can break 1,000, or with the combined weight, then yes.
You can push, drag, or lift a weight in pounds up to twice your carrying capacity. His carrying capacity is 690. To push or pull is times 2. I'm going to say that this is going to be a coin flip. Samuel, odds or evens?
Evens.
He plants his knuckles, his palms underneath the cauldron, and begins to muscles bulging and pulsing. The cauldron thuds back down on top of him. He spends his turn trying to pull it off and does not succeed this time.
Yay! He's stuck.
Currently stuck. Okay. Ozag sees now that the falcon was a ruse, and there's now a person beside him. Small cat, big metal man. Yeah, he's gonna try to punch Karn twice.
There was a person inside that bird.
There's a person inside that bird. 24 to hit.
It hits.
He takes 17 points of bludgeoning from the first attack. He braces his hand and realizes you're made of metal, rears back and tries to hit you again. The sting on his knuckles is too much. He rolls an 11 to hit on the second attack. It's hard not to really hit.
Yep, nope.
That's it for my baddies. Roar, you're up.
Actually, I just noticed something. Is this armor class correct? No. Okay, that
It should be a flat 20.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's. I don't know. I think when I transformed, something happened to the armor class.
It carried all the information from your other character
Yeah.
sheet.
Okay. 20. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So, Roar, you're up. Karn's on deck.
All right. Roar's gonna. I'm gonna move over to the side first, and then move over, so I don't get attack of opportunity coming here. And then I'm going to pick up a rock from the floor and chuck it as the component needed for Conjure Barrage.
Nice. When you click Conjure Barrage, it should create a template for you to place down. Scrolling up the mouse should allow you to change the direction of that template.
It got placed before I could. I didn't realize I could do a scroll wheel to make it tilt a
No
bit.
worries. If you go to the token, the icon beneath your tokens, there's the little two-sided, looks like a ruler at a 90-degree angle. You can then click it, and you should be able to. Oh. That's a little
Yeah.
trickier.
My mouse wheel is only on Zoom, so unless I can do it with another thing, I can't get this to change direction.
Oh, if you hold control, you should be able to rotate it.
Okay.
There we go. That was the angle I wanted.
So I'm just hitting those two motherfuckers.
Very nice. So they're going to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, you can click the
dexterity save apparently if you need to do it quickly. And it looks like, god damn it, they both save. But
Vac
it didn't.
is going to actually do it at disadvantage. One moment. Alright, Vac rolls a 16 and a 17. Ozag rolls a 22.
So
16 at the lowest.
Vac does take the damage since it wasn't a 17 to save. Or since it was a 17 to save. So Vac takes 10 damage and Ozag takes 5. And it's just bludgeoning. Because it's a rock.
Rocks just fall to the ground, pummeling these two guys. Despite the cauldron, does not work very good as armor. That's movement, that's spell. Anything with your bonus or what have you?
Nope. Since I don't have any of my fun constructs with me, that's all I can do in my turn. My turn's up. I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
Alright, Karn. This form feels at once foreign, yet at the same time familiar. You take your turn.
Okay. So he had done 2 stabs and then knelt under the raining blows of this ogre. That's fine. I'm drawing attention from Bones, so Bones can stab it in the back. And I'm going to grip the polearm and start spinning and stabbing with it again.
Go for it. 26 is going to do it.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Wow, that's almost max damage. Holy crap. So you deal 7 points of damage as you strike the spear into its gut. As your etheric vents begin to open up, it's a shark along your thighs, your abdomen, your shoulders, illuminating your armor from beneath. There's a resonant boom within the creature's middle. His form shatters then and there like a porcelain statue, splinters scattering in every direction. Where there would be gore and viscera, an explosion of red leaves erupts from inside the creature's form. It doesn't so much as howl as you unmake it, leaving only one.
And I have another attack. So yeah, he explodes. There's a moment where I meet Bones' eyes, and I turn my attention to the other one who's prone on the ground over there, right?
He is prone and blind.
I am going to kind of like half kneel and then push forward into a sprint as I run, leap, and try to drive my polearm down into him. Crit.
One in the pool! That's so fucking cool! Alright, roll damage.
Oh.
Holy fuck, Karn. Your spear comes crashing down on top of the cauldron as you darted forward, motions the blur. And the spearhead's tip crackles with light. Like a soft alloy or a leather ball of sport. The head of the spear cuts through the cauldron. And there is a loud, resonant hum and a bang from inside the pot. You watch as the pot slowly begins to lift up and up and up as a round and vaguely oval-shaped boulder emerges from beneath. We are out of combat.
Gabriel does a victory scream.
I'm gonna go check on Karn, because he looks like he's going through some shit.
Karn, you may further describe the mannerisms, appearance, and quirks or lack thereof of a true guardian, a warden.
Okay. Alright, that seems about right. Yeah, so as I stand up slowly and kind of flick the polearm to the side as though flicking blood from the blade before raising it up and planting the butt of it into the ground, I take a moment to look around. I really like the artwork for this form, so it's very much that. Whereas Karn's body is mostly wood and bronze, relatively human-like in shape with like visible musculature. Like it doesn't look like he's wearing armor. It just looks like he's a big guy. This form seems to have larger pieces of armor growing out of him, like part of him, like he's visibly looks armored. The wood that's seen is a polished black. The armor itself is the armor plating is kind of a deeper, darker gold that turns into that blackish silver. And rather than the normal green light between behind his eyes, there is that reddish glow, and he stands taller, which brings attention to the fact that Karn, being a very tall warforged, he tends to slouch a little, and he always has his cloak about him, so he doesn't have a whole lot of presence. In this form, I would say he stands straighter and he rears to his full height. So just the way he holds himself, it's like the difference between Clark Kent and Superman.
That's such a fucking visual.
Hey, buddy. How are you doing?
I turn my gaze to look down at Bones, and like there's recognition. I see her, I know her, and I nod slightly in response to her question. And I kind of look down at the ground where the ogre was, and then I half lift my other hand to look down at it. And then I'd say at that point, from my joints, there's steam almost seems to start to rise from me. And the armor plates begin to split and shift and twist and turn as my minute runs out and I transform back into my normal state.
You can click the back button on your character sheet too. There you go. As your body begins to transform and you begin to lose your tenuous grasp on the past, something does stick with you. Having watched the ogre on the ground, currently felt undone, turned to stone, as it would seem. There is an ever-present sense of, yes, correct, as it should be. Not vocalized, not spoken word, but a sense of right and order is in your mind. How Karn feels about that after the transformation, I will leave in your hands. As you see Bones, it's checking in on you.
So I shift back into my normal form, and I let out a breath, and I look down at the ground, and at this point, I think Bones knows me well enough to sense the confusion and I don't know if bewilderment is the right word, because he's not startled, he's not amazed. It's like he acknowledges that this has happened, and he genuinely does not know what to make of it. These ones have saved the one that was in danger.
Sure did. We should go check on him, don't you think?
I nod my head. This one believes that is a good idea. And then I will look around, and if Bones heads towards the building, I will follow along right behind her.
Oh yeah. We're gonna crowd the pork thing.
As you approach and crowd and begin to steadily overwhelm the tiny little creature, the brownie looks around with its big doe-like brown eyes, startled and harried and still tied up with a thin piece of twine.
Oh, I have a dagger. I'm not leaving him tied up. We're untying him immediately.
Oh, thanks for the help. Thanks, a whole bunch. Oh, that's pointy. That's pointy. He does, despite your careful ministrations, it seems that wariness is simply part of this creature's disposition. He does some wiggling and makes it a little bit more difficult for you to get the job done. But you're no stranger to handling a blade under tenuous circumstances. You manage to unstrap him from the twine, and he sits upright in somebody's palm. I assume someone's holding him.
Not Raven. Screw that.
Not Raven.
Roar would hold out his hand so he could stand on it.
Sure.
On the exceptionally large hand.
The brownie stands up on Roar's exceptionally large hand, looks the party over, and well, gee, gosh, I can't thank you enough. They were talking about, stoking the fire if they could figure out how, and putting salt in if they could figure out how, and if you guys hadn't showed up when you did, I probably would have been slow cooked after a long, long time. I don't think I was getting out of that pot, so I thank you wholeheartedly for your efforts, and I must say, impressive work with blade and spell. I haven't seen a display like that in forever.
Neither has this one.
What are you talking about over there being all modest? This here little brownie friend of the change bringers. It was the change bringers that came and saved your hide.
The change bringers? Whoa. He begins to back up on your palm, Roar, threatening to fall off at points.
Nope. I'll catch him if he's starting to fall off. No, don't.
Careful on the bones. Goodness gracious.
I have a lot of sympathy for, as someone who was almost eaten herself. A lot of sympathy for your plight.
I couldn't imagine that happened to a tall folk. My goodness. My gracious.
Well,
Wow.
wasn't much bigger than you when it happened, so.
He sizes you up, and you see he's about the size of your hand.
I'll motion to, like, I don't know, how tall was Bones when she was 8? Her side.
Wow. I can't thank you enough. Those two, big troublemakers. Well, most of the giant kin are. But, you deal with what you gotta deal with. I got sloppy and I got caught. But, again, I can't thank you. Mister, you're pretty fast. He looks to you, Roar. Would you mind bringing me over to that tree for just a moment?
Sure, and I will run his ass over to whichever tree he wants.
Sure. You break off from the group and you dart toward the tree. He directs you to a little knot hole inside of this oak, at which point he hops off of your tree and makes his way inside. He then returns to you with a leather pouch about the same size he is. And he hops back onto your hand. I would like to bestow upon you change bringers a boon. Could you bring me back to your friends?
Certainly.
And I'll run back to my friends.
Zip, zip. Want to see me run to that tree? Want to see me do it again? You bring the creature back. Formalities. It is a pleasure to meet your acquaintance. You may call me Daff. I will refer to you as change bringers as you, if you prefer. If you would like a pseudonym, I will also remember it for all time. You have saved me.
I'm called Summer.
Auspicious name. I like it.
Scrivener.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Summer, Scrivener, and Changebringers all. I would like to give you a gift, a boon from me. He offers up the pouch for anyone to take.
I'll take the pouch.
You take the pouch. Do you open it?
I'll peek at it.
You look inside, you see a glittering, very fine white powder. And I'm going to add this to your character sheet. Inside is a supply of my very own brownie dust. We use it to even the tides when it comes to tall folk and small folk, or if we want to become exceptionally small folk to avoid prying eyes. It makes you tall or makes you small, or somewhere in there, any size at all. There's only a few pinches. I can make as much as I need, but you can keep this.
Thank you.
You are most certainly welcome. Never in all my time would I have imagined a group of strangers would come to my aid. Wildling that I be, not settled and under the protection of one of the Fey Lords. To see genuine, I suppose, sacrifice? Care? Or, I suppose, interest is something that is truly interesting. I cannot imagine why you would do what you did. But you have my thanks. What brings you here? I've heard stories of you and yours, the travelers, casting rumors about perhaps the paths being opened again one day, that change-bringers might bring that change.
We're working on it.
Of course. Such a thing must be done from there, but now I find you here.
Some mischievous small creatures ran off with a couple of items from Amber Breeze. We're just seeing them return to their owners.
Mischief. Well, you are on the cusp of a domain of mischief, of harvest, of frights, and of general prankery and chicanery.
Do the caves near here lead there?
The torch blooms. No, but it is a common place for pranksters to pull their pranks. The torch bloom flowers are a component that can be used to fright and delight.
This one saw some of the gourds taking items into caves nearby.
Gourds? I believe you've come across some troopers. The personal soldiers of the Master of Ceremonies. At the mention of Master of Ceremonies, Gabriel and Raven, you two understand immediately who they're talking about. It is one of the Archfey who currently holds court in Harrowed Hills.
Yeah, what's my character's name? Raven was already starting to narrow his brows, especially at the brownie's pointed mention of, harvest. Oh man, yeah. Yeah, this is gonna stay entangled and quite tricky. If we deal with who I'm pretty sure we're about to deal with.
I would be, perhaps it is not too presumptuous of me, but I would like to pry. Do you have a quarrel with the Master of Ceremonies? Have his troopers pranked you and yours to such a degree that you would give chase?
We're guests of he, and some items of his went missing.
Oh, indeed, that is somewhat disconcerting. It's quite interesting. It's been quite some time since we've had some drama between the various power players in our domains. I'm quite interested in how this plays out, but I do know that such things are not my place to observe. I am but a small creature and very, very fragile.
Do you want to come with?
To that end, big guy, would you mind placing me back down on the ground?
I guess.
Lady Bones.
I'll lean over and set him down.
Lady Bones, kind as you are, trust me, there will not be many who take upon the offer to accompany you to where we are going.
Oh, Harrowed Hills is a place of interest. I do believe you are right. It is a bit too spooky for me. But there are some thrill seekers who enjoy heading in that direction. There are some dangerous places there, though. I cannot help but wonder if perhaps this tomfoolery is in relation to recent events. To that end, I will consider watching from a distance. I would assume that you are to make court with the Master of Ceremonies.
Recent events?
And he nods his head a few times. There has been talk of unrest among the Master of Ceremonies and his court. His domain is and has been in ruins for some time. At the same time, erstwhile, he, your benefactor, as it would be, has been seeing more and more wildlings settle within his comfortable expanse. There are some who would say that the Master of Ceremonies is perhaps embittered by this idea that for each of his subjects that leave his domain for greener pastures, there is, well, fewer subjects for which to pay deference, and fewer gifted and talented folks who would otherwise be working on efforts to restore said domain. These are merely rumors, but...
Nah, follow. I can see where that jealousy comes from. Make perfect sense to me.
I would urge you to take care. If you, well, I would assume that you must break bread with the Master of Ceremonies if you are to acquire anything that is in his possession. But I can see that you are a lord. He gestures to you, Bones, which would imply that you have some sway. Were you to capture and keep perhaps a few of his troops, you could then perhaps parlay.
Roar kind of spins around to show the sack on, or the makeshift sack on his back that occasionally is moving.
I see you're not empty-handed.
Nope, we've got one.
He nods his head. I know of no measure or no quantification. I know not how many you would need to gain his attention. But if there are some hiding in caves, that is a place to be cornered. I would know from experience, caves are terrible places that don't have, well, they have finite ends sometimes. If you were to catch and collect a few others, it would help your chances of getting his attention. And if they had your things, of course, it would behoove you to acquire those before they make it into the possession of the Master of Ceremonies. What is his is his. As you understand, rules are proprietary, within domain, within hand. If he who makes the law says so, then it is his. That said, would it not behoove you to make haste? Here I am talking your exceptionally tall ears off, while you have things to do.
I think that's the case.
He bows his head and gives a quick curtsy. Well then, I have taken enough of your time. Again, I thank you from the very bottom of my heart. Should you find yourself along the same path as me in the future, I would be happy to top up that bag of yours. But until then, I think I will go hide from taller things. This day has been far too exciting for me.
You take care of yourself, barley friend.
Adieu to you and you and you. And he begins to skitter off away.
Karn, you said you saw them going to some caves?
Yes. Not far from here. This one saw them enter the cave with various items, and then this one saw the little one in the pot and thought these ones should help the little one first.
Definitely. No wrong calls there. But let's give chase.
Agreed. This way.
I'll start moving in the direction I had seen them head.
Certainly. One moment. I've got to get out of Daft voice. So, you make your way out of the woods and toward the exit of the tall, golden and orange-leafed trees, breaking way into a beaten but unpaved path with rows and rows of tall grass, all dead and dying shades of gold. As the wind blows, you hear a faint whistling sound through the blades. The breeze is dull, not quite blustering. Turning your attention toward the expanse, Karn, you recall what you saw with your falcon eyes. You see the road leads into a field, and from that field you see a small town, crumbling from disuse and the elements. It would seem cobblestone, some kind of wrought metal, hinged doors and such. It looks fairly robust. It looks like perhaps some of the more advanced settlements back in the world you came from. You turn your attention outward and you do see that there is a not quite a plateau, but it does appear to be a large hump of stone, with a cavern opening that leads steadily downward into what would be darkness. As you fixate your eyes upon it, you see that there is a red glow from inside. This is the cave that you saw some of them enter. You saw that there was one who wore a black stone helmet, which upon just a cursory few moments thought you surmise is the crucible. You saw another one carrying what looked to be a long silvery lance, which, aside from the size, would have met the description of a needle. You have not seen sign of the book, but you do know that your quarry had gone that way.
Yeah, point out the location to my party and relate to them what I had seen.
That way it is.
Okay. So, as you get to the mouth of the cave, you do make out the sounds of chicanery, the sound of giggling, the sound of jovial movement, bouncing and laughing and scraping and scratching, of merrymaking, and in a language that both sounds like Sylvan and yet at the same time of gibberish. There does appear to be a party inside. You, from a distance, see flashes of orange light here and there, as though something inside is bursting, popping, illuminating like flames. They are loud. How are you guys traveling?
Stealth.
Group stealth check it is. If everyone could please roll me a stealth check. Bear in mind your armor classes. I believe that Gabriel has disadvantage on stealth. I don't know about the rest of you.
Oh,
Oh,
I'd
boy.
like to use a karma dice.
There are 2 in the pool. Half of you have to make the check.
Yeah, 14's the best I can do currently, because I can't give myself advantage or anything.
I used the karma dice to double my previous result.
It's 14, 28, 7, 4.
Well, I had disadvantage, so I got 4.
14.
Like, this is the end. Well, it might be the end of the night. Could I take the second die?
Go for
I'm
it.
fine with it.
Have you rolled?
Yeah, I got a 10 on die because fuck that die.
Okay.
I would like to point it out now. Raven, pulling back the veil. This relies on you. You have to roll. Let's see. It's a 14 total. You got to beat a 15.
Am I actually able to gift of luck myself?
You are a creature. You can touch yourself, yeah. Do you want to use Gift of Luck and just retroactively reroll that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Keep one in the pool. Expend that spell slot.
Seven
Plus...
total.
Oh, Bubby, I'm sorry.
Wait, what does Gift of Luck do?
It gives him 3 luck points that he can use. I'm letting him retroactively use one of those luck points.
Okay, but doesn't luck say you still use whatever was the better roll, or is it you completely redo it and you only get the new roll?
Yeah. He gets to keep the former roll, which was a 14, but he had to beat a 15.
I mean, can he still use the armor die to get
Killing
advantage?
me. You can still use the luck die. I'll let you use it. I'll let you use the luck die.
Okay, I'm gonna actually
Unless someone else wants to hose you.
Nah, we have no use for it. Like, if we have a hard cutoff at 10, it's 12 minutes. I doubt we're getting into another combat by then.
I hate this game.
You hate this game.
Dice gods have spoken.
Yeah, no.
Dice gods have spoken, and they demand trial by combat. So, let me remove this hiding thing off of you guys.
That shouldn't happen.
We obviously aren't making use of that.
Those are some giant plushies.
Some giant fucking plushies. You enter into a cavern, long and sprawling, full of glowing, golden orange colored flowers that radiate heat as you get close. As you follow the sounds of merrymaking, certain that you remain quiet, you are perhaps caught in a reverie, or perhaps set into a sense of calm, knowing that your quarry is being much louder and more tomfool's. As you catch sight of them, as they dance and play before an enormous golden fiery blossom, they do not make your presence known, but one of the creatures, a stuffed, plush-looking bunny, glance at you. You recognize this is the same motherfucker who woke that giant up. Without a mouth, it lets out a shrill titter, points, and draws the attention of its companions toward you. You may choose to roll for initiative, but there's no way we're getting through it tonight.
Rolling just so we can jump right into it next time.
Oh shit.
Ew.
Woohoo! I am actually near the. No, I'm not near the top. No, I am. Just a bit. I'm third from the top.
Looks like an even spread of baddies and buddies. So, with that as the sound of merrymaking and joviality only seems to grow emboldened and louder, hopping and skipping and dancing, your adversaries, your mischief makers, at least some of them you've been pursuing, begin to dance and play away in your direction. Some of them slightly more menacing than others, as some of them appear to be armed. Concerning to perhaps Bones, who said it first, one of those bludge rabbits is rather quite large, and bears rather razor-sharp-looking claws upon its fluffy wrists. One of the strange pumpkin creatures is exceptionally rotund and toothy. Into the scene we will leave our change-bringers for the evening. Thank you guys so much for playing tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you for running.
Thank you very much for the game.
My pleasure. My notes are complete. Initiative is rolled. Whenever you guys want to play next, let me know.
Cool.
I think the only game I don't have any games. All I have is gymnastics class should be over by 7:30, so I'm free every night.
Right on. Well, if you guys are down, I can run tomorrow and I can run Friday. I think I can run Tuesday too. If that's what you guys are into.
We'll let you know tomorrow.
Yeah, let me know tomorrow, and we'll plan accordingly. In between then and now, I will have to address character sheet for Heather. Address character sheet, and